Talk about the running game, Coach. I mean, it seemed like you had somewhat of life in the running game with Sylvester. He had 2 touchdowns with 62, 64 yards. I'm sure you'd like to see double that.
Yeah, it would have been nice. That was the plan, to come back out in the third quarter. The first time we got the ball, we gave it to Sylvester. He gained 11 yards, and we get a holding penalty. So now we come back, and it's this 1st and 20, I think. We pick up. J.P. Douglas makes a great throw to get half of it back, and we drop the ball. And that's what frustrated me that game, because we allowed a team that we were better than to hang around, and we lost the game.
What do y'all need to do to just get this running game going? I mean, last check, the stats had y'all now dead last in the country in rushing yards.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I mean, we are who we are. We trying to improve every game, and we did improve against FAMU, and hopefully we'll be able to come out again and do it this week. Had the third quarter not gone the way it went, we would have been over 100 yards. Sylvester would have been over 100 yards. I was given the opportunities to carry the ball, and the offensive line was giving him some running room. Defense, they just they didn't force him to punt because they got an interception for a touchdown. Which one do you want? They punted, we blocked the punt. Maybe we shouldn't have gone for the block, because we took the opportunity for Byron Williams to return another one for a touchdown. But we get the block. We're in great field position, but now we touch a ball that went beyond the line of scrimmage, and we didn't recover. It should have just got out of the way, but we didn't.
Can you expand on Byron's? What does he bring to the team? Obviously, it was a huge play. Do you expect him to be able to produce those type of plays on special teams every week?
Hopefully. After that, they didn't kick it to him. It's no question Byron's a talented young man. He has not learned the offense as of yet, and it's not that difficult, but I know he sees himself as a returner, a kickoff returner, and a punt returner, and he did a fabulous job of doing that.
What's the scouting report on Valley? Just what have you seen from them so far?
They've played some good games. They've lost some games because they've turned the ball over. Unfortunately, they've turned the ball over a lot. And hopefully we can get some of those turnovers and we can capitalize. But they're big. They're playing a lot better than they did last year. They scored 34 points and they lost 34-43. Defense is big, and they're at home, and they're looking for their first win. We're looking for ours. It's a big conference game, so we want to stay where we're at in the conference. We don't want to lose the game. We got to go out and work hard today, and I think the guys will.
Coach, I know you say every game is a big game, but how important is this game at Valley?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's a conference game. It's a conference game. On our side, we can be 2-0. What we want to do is put ourselves in position when we come home next week to be able to get to 500. That's what we have to do. And we have not won, since I've been here, 2 games in a row. That's not a lot of games to win in a row if you want to consider yourself halfway good. But you can't drop balls. You can't have penalties. And those are the things that we've had the last 2 weeks against Jackson State, who was supposed to be the best team in the conference. Of course, they were beaten by A&M. And then FAMU, who they had rated, I think, in the top 10. And we should have won that game as well. So we just have to take care of our own business and not worry about anything else.
Do you find this is maybe a good week for your offense to score some points against a defense, a team that's given up almost 40 points a game?
Well, I thought last week was an opportunity for us to score over 40 points. I thought the week before against Jackson State was an opportunity for us to score points. And those weeks were, but we didn't. We did not protect the football. And that's what we have to do. We have to hold on to the ball. We have to catch passes. We've had entirely too many drop passes the past couple weeks. We're too talented for that. We have to do better.
Coach, as well as your defense has played the last few weeks, the pass rush seems like it's not what it was
Well, I guess we tried some stunts and various things, but the past couple of weeks, we've played some pretty decent quarterbacks, and we've had some big offensive linemen to go against, and our guys are not that big. We're getting more from the two freshmen in terms of pressure than we are from the veteran guys, and I think that's because the freshmen are faster. They have better pass rush technique thus far, but hopefully we'll be able to find some ways to put some pressure on the quarterback.
You're talking about the two ends, freshman ends?
Right. Watkins is one. Yeah. So we feel pretty good.
Coach, I know this is a little bit off this week's game plan, but when you went down to the Saints a few weeks ago, what did you and your team kind of pick up from Peyton's squad and the coaching staff?
Well, I think what they saw was that they could identify a lot of the plays that they were running. We run some of the similar plays. I think they had an opportunity to see it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog when they had an opportunity to see Chase Daniels, Drew Brees. Those guys aren't big statue-wise, but man, do they stand tall in terms of their faith and their belief and their abilities.
Hey, Coach, Charles Harkins dressed out Saturday but did not play. Will he be available this weekend?
He was available last weekend. I just didn't play him for the simple fact, you're talking about a guy that really took a beating in the Tennessee State game. He really took a beating. And then you're talking about a young man that got a concussion in the Jackson State game. They cleared him to play, but I wasn't going to clear him to play because Hawkins is a great individual. I don't want his career to end because he got a couple concussions. That's not going to be the case. I mean, I'm concerned. I'm not concerned this week about him because they cleared him last week. So he'll be playing this week.
Will he be back in the starter role?
Yes, he will be.
What about your two offensive linemen, Brown? How they do?
We will probably have Chris Brown. We probably will not have Zach Brown.
For the game?
Or? For the game. Probably a week or two.
How much does the shuffling of your offensive line now, with Brown being out, does that affect the offense?
No, and I'll let them worry about it.
Any more questions for Coach Mitchell? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
A couple more announcements.